Hey guys, I'm Nikki.
And I'm Bree.
We're best friends, moms, and obsessed with TV.
Check us out every Monday as we dissect motherhood, TV, pop culture, and whatever else derails the conversation.
It's like eavesdropping on your funniest, most unfiltered friends.
If your friends had a mic and no shame,
We're here for all of it, and honestly,
we're not mad about it.
hey Maddies, welcome back to another episode of Not Mad About It podcast. Today is an absolute banger. We're diving into all things reality TV hot takes, and we couldn't be more excited because we're joined by a very special guest. And if you are as obsessed with reality TV and pop culture as we are, you definitely know him. He is commentator, actor, the host of the So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey podcast. Please welcome Ryan Bailey.
Hi guys. I'm not mad about being here today. How about that?
I love
Love
that. We're going to
that.
start it with a not mad.
Start positive.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I'll get mad by the end, but right now it's not mad about it, so it's good.
We get very
Well, that's what we
passionate.
say. We say after we were just wenches this whole episode and talked crap on everybody, we'll end it with some positivity. But thank you for starting us.
No,
with
this
some
is a
positivity.
joy because later on tonight I have to talk about the Valley, and that usually puts me in a really foul mood. So this is fun.
That's dark. That's a show that we actually had to stop watching because it
Yeah.
got a little too dark.
Yeah.
I know. You watch like every reality show. Have you ever stopped watching a show and recapping halfway through because you're just like, this isn't. I'm not
I'll do
into
it for
you know?
like time constraint wise. Like I haven't been
Yeah.
able to, even though I watch like every episode of Atlanta, we haven't been able to cover as much as I would want the last two episodes because Rhode Island has like kind of really. I was like putting Rhode Island and Atlanta together, and Rhode Island's been so like just so intense as it like ended and into the reunion. But yeah, over the years there's been things where. I don't know, but I really try not to give up on things, and I try,
Yeah.
especially as a fan, I'll go down with the ship. I'll watch every episode, and I try to not judge it in that sense. I'll talk about it and judge it that way. But some shows are way more fun to recap than other shows. And the Valley, it'll start fun, and then you'll just be like, this is miserable. Like Summer House,
Yeah.
even with the Scamanda stuff, has been somewhat fun because it's been so ridiculous. Just the conceit of it is ridiculous to begin with, that you believe that it actually happened. But there is still something kind of so insanely humorous about everybody getting so many brand deals and Kyle Cook, becoming like the
Yes.
princess of Summer House all of a sudden. To me, that there's like so much humor in that, even though it's real.
Right. It's a little far-fetched, but it is really happening. The Valley
Yeah.
is a little too close to home. My husband refuses to watch it. He's like, I don't need to watch these people home miserable with their kids crying. He's like, I'm living it, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. And it's really hard. And I keep saying this, it's like we almost have a 4-month-old. And so what I'm seeing, I'll see Kristen like feeding the baby, and I'm like, oh my God,
triggering.
everything's
Yeah.
triggering, which I hate to even use that word. It's so overused, but it is triggering where you're like, oh, this is so real.
Yeah.
And it's not just that it's real. That's because I feel like we can handle real things. It's that most of the cast of the Valley really seem to dislike each other. So this show is like a prison. It's like golden handcuffs. It is a prison to all of the people on it, where everybody, like some people seem to like each other, and then so many people are in scenes where you're like, you hate each other. You have to do this. The producer made you go out to lunch with these people, and you can tell that. And so that just like leaps off of the screen. And so you're miserable, and they're miserable.
Yeah.
And I mean, there is community in being so miserable together parasocially,
Totally.
That's true.
Yeah, there is nowhere that Michelle would prefer to be than lunch with Jesse Lally. I find that hard to believe. Like, she is there for that check.
Oh my God! In
They
tonight's
all are.
episode, I was watching tonight's episode, but she's like trying to be friendly with Jesse and stuff, and I was like, why are we doing this? Like,
Yeah.
this isn't what are we doing here? Because in no world would you be forced to hang out with the wife you're getting a divorce with and your new girlfriend, or like Dr. Dre is not going to be Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre is not. I predict Michelle will not be back next season if the Dr. Dre relationship continues because. First off, if I was Dr. Dre, I wouldn't want my business out there at all. And I don't know. I find myself watching The Valley and going like, how do I fix this cast? Because you need to keep some drama on. But when you start at a miserable spot like you started with Jax on the first season, you're never going to get fun. It's never going to be a fun, lighthearted show.
Yeah.
The Valley should be fun, and
No,
It's
I
not
get
fun.
the Valley's never been. Summer at one point, I think, was fun, even though there was drama in the first season of Summer House. But it is so weird how different, even when you watch In the City, it's like you feel like the cast of In the City showers and the cast of the Valley doesn't. If that makes sense.
I think that we
That's
once
so funny.
described the cast of the Valley as dirty sewer rats. That is like the dirtiest of the
collected,
sewer
yeah.
rats that they
And I
could
say-
find.
Come
I
here,
hear that
come
because-
here. Yeah.
Yeah, I always try to say these things with love in my heart, and I know some
Yeah.
of these people in real life, and I'm like, listen, at the end of the day, you're making money. There's so many positive things for your own personal life. You know, unfortunately, with reality television, you then have knuckleheads like myself having to comment on whatever aspect of the life that they chose to edit in. So it is funny, but you think about like, you know, you think about like the cast of Succession or something. You know, I'm not sitting there like they're fictional characters,
Yeah.
and so you're almost protected by playing a fictional character. They're playing themselves. So like Brittany, as much as like I like Brittany, just I'll just sit there during the day and I'll be like, Bolden's biscuit, shot,
No.
oh my god, I got Bobby makeover, and it's so outlandish and I'm like, this is probably not the way I would love to be known.
No, we just stim all day, like our Bravo
Yes.
stims, like raw inhale.
But that's
Yeah,
part of the
right.
fun, and like that's the community of being a Bravo fan.
It's the
Like
fun
we
for
pick up
us.
on the nuances of what
Yes.
everybody says, and that's like what we bond over.
Well, that's the great thing is like that's what it to anybody. It's like anybody that does what we do. It's like find the thing that you find ridiculous. Even if somebody else doesn't notice it or something like that. Like there's all things that we're all going to hop on, but just those little things that you notice to me are the ones that like are the most fun doing this when you get. Because this can be really isolating, you know, or like I'll do a lot of solo podcasts, and it's very isolating when you're like 2 a.m. and you're talking about these people.
You're like, what
and
am
so
I
you
doing?
find those little, you're like, you always got to find the thing that makes you laugh, like silly
Yes.
laugh, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Oh, the other thing I was thinking today about, because I keep thinking about the Valley, was it's like the Valley and the cast of Summer House, they all like drink heavily, right? But it's like Summer House, they're able to wake up the next day and still act like completely human and alive and like ready to party the next day. The Valley, you feel like a hangover. Like you
Because they
feel
have
like
kids.
yeah, exactly. Like so it's
Yeah.
it's like very sobering in a sense, the Valley. Like Summer House is that vibe of we're gonna live forever, and the Valley is like makes you face your own mortality.
That's
Wow, that is
so true.
poetic.
That's but see this is what happens when you think about these shows for too long, because these shows are not supposed to be thought about as deeply as we're thinking about it, yet here we are, you know?
You know what? And that's why we have a podcast. That's why we do
Yeah.
what we do to
Yeah.
talk about the ridiculousness of it. You mentioned that you do know some of these reality stars in real life.
Yeah.
Do you get yourself in hot water ever talking about them? Like there's a degree of separation here. How do you balance knowing them and then letting it rip on the podcast?
I don't, I'm not good at it. I mean, I don't balance. I've gotten into trouble before, or like things that I didn't even realize. And I think you think that you're speaking into just the
Avoiding.
vortex where,
Yeah.
nobody really hears this. And then it is shocking to you when you like somebody does hear it, or you've upset somebody or something. And, that's never your intention. And I always think like, oh man, this is our personal space for like fans, and it's not for you. And so it's never the goal to hurt somebody. And I think I've gotten kinder as the years have gone by, even though I don't think I was ever a flaming a-hole. But there have been times, I always use the Sandoval as a big example, because I was friendly with Sandoval, and Oriana and those guys when they were together. And I thought that was pretty damn cool at the time. And now I don't think it's nearly as cool to be friends with these people.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
because
like too close almost.
well, yeah, not because they're not
Blurred
worthy of being
lines.
friends with. It's just that it makes it more difficult, because if you meet these people in real life, they're pretty great. They're nice. They're normal.
They're
like you see
regular.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
regular people.
well, yeah, you see a different side of them, and not something that's like amped up and edited for like a 42-minute explosion. And it does give you pause then when you will recap a show or something, and you're like, I know them. They're actually going through kind of a rough time. Or,
Yeah.
like when Janet was getting a lot of crap, I'm like, that's not the Janet I know. I mean, the Janet I know is pretty nice and fun. I'm not used to this side of her, even though people seem to be coming around this season. So it is hard because you're like, well, I don't know. So yeah, I mean, but what's the great thing is like I'm so busy now that I don't hang out with anybody really. So it's great. I mean, well, last night I went to the Real Housewives of Orange County 20th season premiere party thing, and I got to work the carpet and like ask questions and stuff. And I mean, that's always. I mean, I don't know. The whole thing is like I want to stay as excited as I was before I did a podcast about watching these shows.
Yeah.
Like I watched these shows before I knew that I knew there were like Facebook groups and podcasts, and that I was just watching these by myself, and it was my weird little thing that I loved. And it's very weird to be here now. But I mean, like even last night, there were aspects of like where I got kind of not in front of them, but I got emotional thinking, wow, this has lasted 20 seasons. Like that's really insane. And
It is
there was a
insane.
cute, yeah, there was like a whole presentation where the ladies were talking with an LA Times reporter on stage. And, you think about somebody like Vicki Gunvalson, and she was talking about how she was approached for the show. And Scott Dunlap, the creator, was like, we want to, focus on your lives and who you go out with and party. And Vicky was like working at an insurance company, and she's like, I don't go out. I don't have friends. I have my family. And, she was married to Don Gunvalson at the time. And to think about where she is now from where she started, I mean, that's pretty, and for all those ladies where they are now. And
It's huge.
yeah, it's really huge. And you're like, and in some ways it's like really amazing. And in some ways I do wonder if they wish they could put the rabbit back in the hat. If things ever got
Oh,
too crazy.
I think they're loving it. I think they're loving it.
Yeah,
I feel
you do
like,
get the sense. Yeah, like Tamara
especially
was there.
those ladies, and knowing that they were the first, like that to them is the most important. That like we started this renaissance in reality TV, like we are the first housewives. I think that is such, and it should be such a badge of honor, like such a legacy. So I feel like any bad that has maybe come with it, that to them, like having that legacy, like outweighs it for sure. And I saw that Andy Cohen was not at the premiere, and he sent
No,
like a
he's at his
video. I
he's at
was
his
so
beach. He's at his
shocked.
beach house in the Hamptons.
Oh, he's on vacation.
He's,
Yeah,
he's
on
celebrating the 20th season by spending the money of 20 seasons of Housewives. Which
So
listen, I can
true.
understand not wanting to keep traveling back to LA and stuff.
Yeah.
But it
This is
was
pretty
interesting.
big.
Yeah, this is major. I was really surprised
It is.
actually that he wasn't
Well,
there.
there's a lot of things surrounding this because this is going to lead into Ultimate Girls Trip, the
Yep.
20th anniversary with all of the ladies. Like Teresa and all the ladies are here. Oh, which was so funny. Like this is a party for OC, and then a couple hours like towards the end, Countess Luann just comes strutting in, like hi, and I was like, I heard there was free drinks, it was she just
She
comes.
can't
I'm like,
resist.
oh yeah, and I love Countess
She's
Luann,
not
but I'm
missing a
like,
party.
Yeah.
oh no, she comes in with her gay friend, and like it was like this, but it was like just sweeping in magically, like in her fedora, and her purse was open, and you saw a pack of American Spirits in there. We were cracking up, and
And we
I
love
was like,
her for it.
oh man, I was like, this is like a little mini BravoCon, but at the same time, I was there thinking, is that this is how competitive TV is, and how Housewives have really ushered in like this age of reality television. Was that so many people there last night were like, oh my God, movie night's on Love Island USA right now? Like, oh my God, I got to get home and watch movie night. And you're like, yeah. I mean, that's the hot show, is that everybody is watching Love Island USA, but there wouldn't really be Love Island USA if there wasn't Housewives. You can draw a line to all of these shows.
100%. And Housewives has only amped up like celebrity and other people's obsession for reality TV. I feel like Housewives is the gateway drug. So, celebs are always talking about on the carpet, like, oh, what's your favorite show? It's always a housewife, but I feel like that is what gets other people into the other reality TV shows, because you watch Housewives, then you want to check out Summer House, and then you want to check out Southern Charm, and then,
There's
oh,
gateway
what's this?
drugs, yeah.
Yeah, oh, what's Traders? Like, it just
Yeah.
kind of all leads you down the path of more reality TV.
It's hard because there are certain shows that are, I always say, feeder shows. Like if you have like a straight boyfriend or husband, you can do like Below Deck or Summer House or maybe Vanderpump Rules, and they'll begrudgingly watch it. Below Deck, for some reason, guys like get really into like the actual boat,
My
and
husband loves it.
yeah, like they're like, this feels pretty manly. And then usually I'll have like for my listeners and stuff, like their wives or girlfriends will watch Housewives and they'll begrudgingly watch it, but then they'll get into it but act like they're not into it. But then there are like it's hard. Like I don't think you have to work up to like a comedic like Real Housewives of Salt Lake City or even this season of Real Housewives of Rhode Island. I think that's like advanced Housewives where what they
There's
did in
levels.
this season. Yeah, like I think you can't throw somebody into the deep end like that. Like my sister, she doesn't watch any of these shows, but for some reason, a couple years ago, she watched the first couple of episodes of Salt Lake, and she really liked it. She was like, I really like this, and then by the fourth episode, she was like, I like this too much. I can't do this. I like this too much. This isn't right. There's something evil
Salt Lake.
about this.
There's something crazy in Salt Lake. I don't know what is in the water there. That I mean, really, like crazy things happen in Salt Lake.
Yeah, not
but
just with the
that show
Housewives.
is magic. People
Yeah.
love that show, and the same thing with Rhode Island as well. Now,
I feel like Salt Lake City has like mastered the art of self-producing in a way that like they are giving the people what they want, but they're still being true to themselves. Like I feel like they've all made a commitment. We're going to put it all on the table. Let's go there, mention it all, and they really care to deliver. Like they want to make a good show, and we see it like every season. It's just like level up, and I think that's because they want it that way. They want to be that bitch, you know.
Yeah, Salt Lake. I mean, that show has no business in being as good as it is because, conventional wisdom would say, it would fall apart, and especially with like the Jen Shaw of it all or the Monica Garcia, and for it to continue to be as funny and dramatic as it is because that show is so wildly weird. Like it's such a dark comedy. Like I always call it a daytime horror film because you're like, what is going on in the mean streets of Salt Lake City? People are talking about like circle jerks and like weird things going on.
It's like a
in the
parody of Housewives.
Yeah, you're like, wait, there's no way, and they're all such characters. They're, but they're still so true to themselves. Where I felt like, Lisa Barlow could easily be a characterization. Like I felt like Lisa Rinna. I always say Lisa Rinna became like she took all the adulation from the fans and started doing an imitation of herself by the last season, where it was just so overblown. Whereas like. That's when I hate it when I'm like they're aware of how popular they are, and I think that can be like the death of a housewife. And that's why Rhode Island, we can only have this first season one time. Like this, it'll only be. I hope it's not. I hope this is not the best season they ever have. I hope they continue to grow, but. They're now they have fandom. Now they have they have these like grudges, like the Rula and Joe Ellen thing. I mean, that's so insane by the time like the reunion ends. And I'm like, you'll never get, how are you going to get these two women in a room ever again? And then the Liz of it all, to have Liz, back out today of the show, you're like, oh crap, man. Like, I mean, Liz, I thought was kooky as hell, but I think she's an essential part of it. So, like, there's something really sad when you think about all of these pieces put together because each one of those ladies is somewhat essential.
totally. And Liz is such a huge part of the show. That was a very surprising. There have been the whispers and rumors. Were you surprised? Because I was surprised that she made that announcement. I thought she would come back and give it one more season.
Yeah.
Well, I had heard a couple of weeks ago that this might have happened, but rumors can be like, it's like 50-50. But I will say, she came on her social media today and said, I'm hearing everybody say it's because I have legal issues. Well, I don't,
me.
Ma.
I said that.
Yeah. Well, I think we all said that. Like, listen, their best friend Dino, who she might have hooked up with, might not have, he's probably going to go to prison of some sort. They're going to go to trial on that case.
Yeah.
And
they're
would
somehow
say,
entangled in it, whether she wants to admit it on her Instagram post or not.
Listen, she's such good friends with Dolores, right? And Dolores, I would imagine, whispers like, hey, I have a friend, Teresa, that eventually did go to jail. It's like,
Right.
And by the way, I'm not saying that they did anything wrong, but I would say it is the smartest move for her to do because it turns out, like I always joke, but there's got to be an FBI division that just focuses on housewives because, you're going to get like
there.
1 out of 10, you're going to get something there. You're going to get a conviction. And so I think it's a really dangerous place to be. But usually housewives will ignore all of that stuff and keep going a la Jen Shaw. So
Exactly.
I was surprised because usually they don't learn any lessons and they will continue to be on the show. But let's say that's not it. My other thought was, if you watch the show, there does seem, just with little comments I kept noticing with her, it does seem like she has also
A chip.
Well, but she has I think she has a little insecurity about her age in comparison with the other women.
That's such a good point.
I don't give a crap how I think she's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
never a thing. But just her comments, she has these little side comments I've noticed about like 5 or 6 times during the season where it seems to be something that's in the back of her head, and I
Yeah,
do
with
wonder
the pool
if
boy is.
yeah, or like even like, do I look like the mom and daughter's getting married? Like she
Right.
made that
Mother of
comment
the
at the
bride.
reunion.
Well, and
Yeah, the mother of the bride.
Joellen-
That's it.
Joellen making comments like Liz is like a mother to me. It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Oh, yeah.
Joellen, like that's a dig, and hearing that over, I feel like Liz also didn't want to play the game. Like when she brought up at the reunion how they were all texting about Alicia having the conversation in the car beforehand, like saying, this is what I'm going to talk about in the car. I'm going to bring it up because that's her chosen storyline for the season. I feel like Liz did not like the pretend aspect or like the putting it on for the cameras. I feel like that really rubbed her the wrong way, and she like didn't want to come on the show and like fake it for the cameras. Like I think that bothered her, and not having any control of how you're going to be perceived while the whole internet is like sleuthing about your whole family. I feel like she's just like, you know what? I actually don't need this. Like I'm going to stay in my mansion on the water and wear my boots on the boat to dinner.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk my cat outside, and we'll call it. I mean, I don't know. I'm sad about it though, because there was something she had this. The way she would argue would be so insane, and it didn't make tons of sense. And I thought that was so comedic, but also really
was
scary.
funny.
Like
Yeah.
there were multiple
Very
times during the
scary.
season where I was like, "Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared to death of Liz." And there is something really exciting about not knowing how somebody's going to react to something. And she, if you think of these, a lot of these women think of it like a competition reality series now, like Survivor or The Traitors. And you're like, if you think about like chess pieces, she's kind of essential because Rula needs somebody to be in her corner. And, it seemed like Liz was willing to be in Rula's corner because of her hate for Joellen. Like she's this essential part that I don't know how you fill. And also she knew these ladies, like the relationship
Yeah,
with
she was the
Alicia and
glue
her
of that
family.
group. Yeah.
Well, like
She was the matriarch.
Yeah, she was the
No
matriarch.
offense.
She's
Yeah.
the crazy glue. Yeah. I mean, so I'm really sad about that. I mean, I really was hoping that you would, leave that entire cast intact. And Andy said that the door is still
Yes.
open. So you never, man, she comes back in the 3rd or 4th season. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
We would welcome her back. How do you think about Joellen's performance, specifically in part 2 of the reunion? Do you think that it was too much, or do you think that like she is on her way to housewife royalty with all of her receipts, like not letting off Brian and Marilla's neck? Like, were you like, okay, enough, Joellen, or were you loving it?
She is lead FBI agent of
Yeah,
said
well,
Euro.
yeah, I mean, yeah, she's the one that has a case
She
against
is,
Liz.
yeah.
Her and-
No,
her
yeah,
and Megan
Liz
Edmonds.
was like, "Did you see how Joellen had all the stuff on Rula? I got to get out of here. She's gonna do me next. Oh my god!" Yeah.
Literally.
No, I'm up to like I always say, 2 things can be true at once. I loved it. It was so exciting to watch, and at the same time, I was like, dude, you're now becoming like part of the issue. You're like you've now gone so hard on this where
You're looking crazy.
Yeah.
where it almost like goes past the point of like you can't say you're even like looking out for Rula at all at this point. Like you put so much information out there on the actual broadcast. Like you could have saved some of that stuff. Like whacked her every time. Like with even with his past marriage, with the when you're getting like kids involved and I don't know. So there was a part where, but also this is what makes people fascinating is that like.
know.
It was never care about Rula. It was like, don't call me a liar.
Exactly.
And so I will beat you to death. And the thing is, she's crazy too, because at the end of the first part, into the second part, she's like, what did she say? Rula said like, "Oh, don't you go there," and Joellen was like, "I'll beat the shit out of you," and I'm like,
Yeah, I'll break your
"Whoa."
nose.
Yeah, I'll break your nose, and I'm like, "What is going on? You'll break." So every time you think,
husband's a
"Oh,
whore.
yeah, that Joellen's a classy lady," and then she's like, "I'll break your nose," and I'm like, "Holy crap!" I think she went too hard. Didn't have to go that hard.
And now she has a target on her back for retaliation from the other group, the other half of the women that she wasn't getting along with, that now they maybe were spending their off season digging up dirt on her to bring up for season 2, which is about to start filming like any day
Couple
now,
weeks,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
But
So-
the thing with that, you gotta Joe Ellen really she presented in a scary way, but I don't know if those other ladies are going to be able, even if they get the evidence, are going to be able to present it in a way. I mean, they were scared about even showing Rula the clip of, like, the video clip of Brian and the girl. So, I mean, Joe Ellen will go there. She doesn't seem to have any sort of, like, qualms about trying to, like, make it nice. And you're going to need somebody, just because Rula, even though you empathize with Rula and what she's going through, I don't know if, like, I don't know how much stock I put into her, like, trying to, like, oh, you've slept with a lot of doctors and stuff. Like, I don't know how much I give any credence to that. You'd have to really prove it.
She won't even leave her husband, who is, like, sharding all over her. You think she's going to go digging up the dirt on Joe Ellen and present it to her?
No, but
She
Rosie
wants no
will.
part of it.
I think Rosie is here to play ball season 2. Like, I feel like she's going to have a vendetta. She's going to want to come for some of these ladies. And I'm not mad about that. I'm here to see it. I feel like Rosie had such a redemption arc after Slam Pig. Like, the first half of the season, people thought she was so annoying. Then she had this huge moment with Slam Pig. And then it was like read after read that she gave to Kelsey. I feel like the audience totally flipped on her. And then Kelsey kind of became almost like the ancillary character for the rest of the season after she started off so strong. So I almost wonder, like, if Kelsey is going to come back next season as a friend of, or if they're going to keep her.
I mean, not now. I mean, they'll keep her
Yeah.
as main. But I think Kelsey, I think Rosie won that if there's anybody to win it.
yeah.
But it's that thing I always talk about where it's like you can lose the show, like lose a scene, or like, but you can win an audience, is that even like Rosie was kind of like on an island except for her friendship with Ashley I. And that was pretty hard, I would imagine, at times to, like, because, Joe Ellen didn't seem to like her. And, Alicia was, a little, Alicia came at Rosie pretty hard earlier in the season. She had to put up with all of that. But I think the audience was pretty firmly in Rosie's camp. I don't think Kelsey really did seem like one of those, like, mean girls, like snobby.
did.
Her and
Bratty
Joe
mean
Ellen
girl.
even. Yeah, her and Joe Ellen laughing at Rosie at the reunion, I don't think looked great either. And I don't think Kelsey is out of her depth in trying to get at somebody like Rosie. I just don't think you're ever gonna be able to do that. And especially because, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but when you do have a man pay for your lifestyle for over a decade, like a lot of, I mean, that
There's
takes
not many
away
rebuttals.
Well, yeah, it's just like, you're proudly waving this around, which is like, yeah, it's like awesome that somebody's paying for your life. But then I think you lose a lot of those ladies' self-respect. Like, they keep throwing it out there, like, who's paying your driver's insurance now? And it's like, well, my new guy is. And I'm like,
Yeah,
how
right.
about you pay for your things for like 1 year and then see how it goes?
And you're coming at Rosie for the square footage of her house.
It's crazy.
So crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. So she didn't really have a leg to stand on. And I think that's like, it's always not just the person that comes at you, but who that person is, and are they the reliable narrator, right?
Totally. I do want to get into some Summer House. We know that Wes isn't coming back. Amanda's not coming back. KJ allegedly kind of bowed out on his own terms. He might pop back in. We think Mia's full-time. Carl, Bailey, Lindsay's going to pop in. Now, do you think that the whole cast is going to come together before they start filming, make a pact to not mention the West Amanda scandal of it all, or do you think that we're going to get any of the aftermath of this?
No,
scandal?
I think we get full aftermath. I think there's no way that they're not going to be talking about this, because narrative wise, it would be insane if all of a sudden they just like, okay, we're having a spaceman party tonight. Like, we pick up where we're like, no, it's going to be a new house, and you're going to, like, you can already see it. Kyle's going to be like, new house. I needed this. So many memories with Amanda, and I used to pee back in the yard with West back there. And like, there's going to be like, so this is like fresh. We need to be reborn, rising like a phoenix. There's going to be a lot, I would imagine. And, that's kind of what I want to see. For me, this next season really hinged on Kyle being there.
Yes,
like, because,
agree.
I want to see him partying his balls off, or maybe, being sad, or bringing girls back home to the summer house. Like, you finally don't have to apologize at 4 a.m. when you stumble into bed. You can just sit out there. You can fall asleep in the kitchen eating if you want. Like, nobody's going to be. So that's
favorite.
great power. Well, it's like he has so much power now that I know and I say this with love in my heart, that I think he's going to blow it. Like, he's going to do something so idiotic. I mean, it's not going to be like, full. He's not like cheating or anything like that. But he's gonna blow it. He's gonna like be juggling 3 girls or something. One's gonna get really hurt. I don't know. There is something that I'm really excited to see the summer of Kyle.
I think his head is so big that he's going to get himself into trouble. He's going to fall from grace, I think.
How can you not? I mean, well, it's so funny. We were yesterday. We were all at that event, and it was like, oh, DJ James Kennedy got engaged while we were there. Like, he posted at that OC thing. And one of the first comments was Kyle, like, congratulations, brother, And I'm like, okay, man. Like, it's like, I don't know. Kyle is living his best life. And I'm very curious. I also think with these things, it's like we have such passion, parasocial passion towards them. We all do the same thing of like, oh, man, Kyle's killing it. It doesn't make up for what he did to Amanda last year. He was a very bad person. I love him, though. He's so great. But it doesn't make – it was really bad what he did. It's not really good. But I love him.
He's so handsome.
And it's the same thing with Carl. Like, Carl, he's the best interviewer that we've ever seen. Like, the podcast is amazing. Oh, my God. I've never seen people interview. Like, and because it's really exciting to be positive about somebody, right? Like, It's like so fun to like somebody, and it's so fun to hate somebody. But sometimes I've noticed through the years is that we'll sober up a little bit, and there'll be some residual anger creep back in to be like, how dare you have so much? I didn't forget what you did to Amanda. I mean, I don't like Amanda, but I never forgot. Like, you start to see things creep back in, or like the balance starts to like balance out a little bit more.
Or like you get so big that people resent you, like Ariana Madix on VPR. When she came back for that final season, she obviously still had a grudge. And everybody else was like, get over it. Why do you care? You're doing Love Island. You're doing this. Like, oh, we have to feel bad for you. I feel like she is like such a example of everybody propped her up. Everybody felt so bad for her. But then her own people turned on her.
And then it was Lala was like, you're affecting my paycheck. I mean, and by the way, I mean, you sometimes like with certain cast members, you could like just feel the jealousy and the hatred. And like to Ariana's credit, like, she gets to be in Fiji. She does not care. We don't need to know. We don't get to know the first thing about her actual life. How nice is that? Like, these people are still there on the valley having to take miserable trips to Mexico, and like Ariana's there. Like, Ariana probably doesn't even watch the valley at all. Ariana probably like, how nice it's got to be to not play in that sandbox where you're like, I am truly booked and busy and I'm trying to keep, like, that's got to be amazing. And Sierra's on a little bit of a similar come up, but I think Bravo is doing everything in their power to continue to work with Sierra and to keep her in that family. But remember, Love Island USA is an NBC Universal property, so she's still in the corporation family, as it were.
That's a very good point. Do you think that Wes Wilson is going to go on like Special Forces or something to recoup his image? Like we already saw with the whiteboard, he's on a mission. Like he's going to try to worm his way back there, and I'm afraid that he will. Not for us, but I think he has a chance.
I'm telling you, you have not seen the last of Wes Wilson on Bravo by a long shot. I mean,
I heard you say that on your podcast, and I was devastated.
Without a doubt. Like, I don't know if it'll be next year, but I mean, if he's still dating Amanda, then he'd be on the next. I don't think he's coming back to Summer House anytime soon. Who knows? But if he does go on something like Special Forces, then I would be like, oh, you're desperate. Yeah,
you're desperate.
Like, but if he chills and waits for like Bravo to figure out what they want to do with him,
come back around,
then there's like more of a chance. I don't think you could ever rehab your image fully with the audience, but if you start doing Special Forces and like,
you're in a dark place.
Yeah, oh my God, if you saw like Amanda and Wes on like Marriage Boot Camp or something crazy like that, you'd be like, oh, this is sad. And like we just saw Sandoval like go through this insanity with his ex-girlfriend last weekend, and it's so dark and it's so seedy. You got to learn, and this is speaking from my own personal experience, life will continue to teach you the same lesson until you learn that lesson. And I don't know if Wes has learned that. It seems like Wes hasn't truly, because even Wes on that whiteboard thing was like, At first I wasn't dealing with it. I was just going out and doing my thing, trying to act like I was still a human, and then realizing I wasn't really taking it in. But like every time I see a clip of West, he's at bars, and he's not even like inside hiding at bars. He's outside at the outside patio. Like this guy, like it seems like he must not have a TV or something because he has to be outside at a bar during the day. That's like a real choice.
I think he like loves it, and I think he's gonna miss the attention, which is why I do think he might go on a corny show. Like I think there's a chance because I think he likes having people talk about him and keeping his name like in the news. Like no one listened to this man's podcast ever, and as soon as he starts talking about Bravo and Summer House, it's like clips, it's everything, and he keeps
we joked a couple
doing
months
it.
ago. I said, "You watch. He's going to have a Summer House rewatch podcast next season. He's going to.
Oh.
I'm going to be competing with Wes Wilson next season." And it'd be like, oh, but I'll tell you, like this is what you're not seeing behind the scenes.
You're so
this is
right.
where we would do a bunch of blow when the cameras couldn't see us. You know, like
That's so true.
allegedly, yeah.
Because of the fallout of the scandal still happening. Like we found out the revelation that Amanda and Wes were actually hooking up while the season was still airing. We knew In the City was coming, so editors scrambled to incorporate as much of the scandal as they can into In the City. Do you think that is going to have like a lasting effect on how Bravo puts out shows in the future, and maybe they're going to try to close the gap between filming and putting out a show just to kind of like mitigate any of like the real life drama that happens in between? Or they're going to keep, because I feel like even getting Summer House a year from now, knowing that they're about to film, seems too far away, and which is what we've been used to for so long. Like we can
you're
get it
right.
out.
I mean, I do think there has to be
Lines.
there has to be like a resting place. You have to give us a couple months, whether we want that a couple months or not, because I mean, I don't want the, when there's something crazy that's happening, you don't want the air to be let out of the bag. You want, and they did really well. They did the aftermath, and they did, like that. They really kept that, stringing that along. But you have to let it rest at some point, and let things happen, a little bit of mystery. But with Love Island USA, I think it teaches people like it's really hard when that show is editing like what happened 2 nights ago, and you're seeing it 2 nights later, and you don't there's not a lot of leaks with that show. There's not. But you've noticed that Bravo has started to pay attention to that. They have, like this season of OC comes out next Thursday, and that I think. I'm trying to think when the last season ended, but it's pretty quick. Like
it
they
wasn't
put that out pretty
long
quickly.
ago. That's a good
Yeah,
point.
like I think they're tightening that gap, and especially with In the City, like you're like, oh, okay, we're pretty much up to. I don't know. That's a really great point. I wonder if they're going to, because usually we get Summer House in like January or February, right? So
February.
I'm curious. Yeah.
If they'll bump
I don't
it
know. Like
along.
at the same time, I wish it's like I wish I could Eternal Sunshine Summer House where I just forget about it. Oh my God! This weekend, you guys, whoever's listening or watching this, think about it. As you're listening to this right now, they're driving to the Hamptons. They are ready.
Yeah.
They are having to face everything and really still party their balls off. Pray for the people of Summer House, the cast of Summer House this weekend. It is going to be a big weekend. That excites me, but at the same time, it's like we are so voracious and parasocial that everybody is trying to get information and find out who the new
what's going
cast
on.
members are. And, and I hope Jesse's like a good little soldier, and he hooks up immediately with one of the new cast members.
Oh, he
we
will.
need something stupid immediately. Like, I hope he asks somebody to suck on 2 of his toes, like something crazy that it takes attention off of. Like, I want
I feel
something
like Jesse
insane
would
to happen
take one
the
for
first
the
weekend.
team like that. Yeah, or make out with Bailey.
Jesse
Go
would
crazy.
Jesse would definitely take one for the team, right?
Yeah,
And then I
yeah.
went like, is Bailey going to awkwardly hit on Carl? Like, how's
You
that
know it.
going to?
I think so. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think she's going to try to make something happen there. But
I wonder if
maybe this will be
Levi's
their
going to
chance.
dress up as one of those plants and just like be there.
With all
Levi
the
is
rumors of like
the
the rumored
imaginary
cast.
friend.
Yeah, it's no mention of Levi, of her
I know.
coming
I feel
back,
bad.
not
I
coming
like
back.
Levi.
Yeah,
I mean, I follow her on TikTok, and she's so weird and funny, and like
weird.
I was like, oh, they don't really get to, You don't really
see
get to
that.
see a lot of that on that show, and I'm really excited about the thought of them filming, but I'm mainly just really excited to see how Kyle is, and that show is really dependent on Kyle. If you didn't have Kyle this season, now
Yeah.
that would have been sad, because I don't know who would have led the charge in partying, especially after that disaster, how last season ended. Like, where do you go from there?
That's
I
such
mean,
a good point. They need Kyle to keep the party going. DJ
kind
Kyle,
of,
the kissing
yes.
bandit. Like he's going to be out there wrangling everybody together, keeping everybody out, bringing like giving permission for everybody to bring people back. Like it's
Yeah.
really going to be a party house, especially since whatever cast we do know that it's going to be there, they're all single. Like it's going to be a wild, wild west, no pun intended, summer.
Oh my God, they should do, the first party should be like a nudist retreat.
Oh my God, I thought you were going to say
they should-
Wild Wild West.
No. Oh my God, that's great. Wild Wild West. I love that. Yes, Wild Wild West. It's a West themed party.
That would be funny.
No, and everybody dresses up as a different version of West, but they can't
God,
tell
you
if
would
people
love
are
that.
dressing up like Amanda or West because Amanda dresses like West now.
Yes.
Wow. I do also feel like Kyle is going to try to work in some Amanda sympathy where he sees feet. Just kind of mention like, yeah, Amanda stopped by the apartment. She had to get some of her stuff. She's really, she really feels bad. But like, I feel like he is going to be the liaison to try to get Amanda back in good graces, assuming she wants to, which I honestly
No,
don't
I mean,
even
I
know.
just don't. I think he'll fight tooth and nail to keep her on in the city. I don't.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
don't
point.
see naturally how she would have continued on Summer House, anyways. Just because
Yeah.
she doesn't. Well, I mean, no. I mean, now she does love to party.
parties
Like
with West,
she
yeah.
does love to go out. She loves to club now. So I mean, maybe I don't know. It would be so weird. I people were like, oh, bring Amanda and West back, and I understood that. I understand that, but I was like, how? You would take away any sort. It's like the Valley. Then you're like making people
Right.
film with each other that
Yeah.
shouldn't naturally film with each other. There's no like, and I think with Amanda especially, imagine Sierra's in Fiji and Amanda's across staring at Mia. Like, how's that gonna go? How's that gonna go? Like, what
Yeah.
you gonna have a heart to heart,
ain't
or are you
right.
gonna try to? It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I
It doesn't
totally
make
agree.
sense. Like you said, I think it's important that we touch on the scamanda of it all, but I can't spend an entire summer harping on it. Summer should be fun.
Yeah.
I think Kyle will take us there.
Yeah,
I think we'll be okay. I think
In
we'll get
Kyle we
everything we
trust.
need. It's our comfort show. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please, you guys.
And
If
if
you're
it
listening.
isn't, I said like if it isn't, because people were like Vanderpump fell off after Scandival. I don't know, yeah, but like I'll watch it still. And also, how many
It's
good shows are
different.
on TV? It's like great if a show's bad, like great, like because it then highlights
good it's
another
bad.
show that's good.
bad
Yeah,
it's good.
exactly. It's like there's always something great to watch, and I hope for the best. And I think they have it in them.
I think so too. Now, did you? I mean, I know you watch every show. Were you a big Real Housewives of Miami fan?
Yeah, I loved it. I thought this last season was especially good and vibrant, and it's sad, like the reality that I don't think a lot of people realize. And I was like, try to break the news softly to people on
Yeah.
the show. It's like, at the end of the day, remember, these are corporations that are trying to make money. So
Yeah.
like, no matter how good of a show it is, and no matter how much, and like, I think a certain level, I don't want to say like there's a certain level of just like these are comfort shows for people. The people that aren't out there listening to podcasts or making memes or all, like they're watching it because it's like a nice little thing to put on the background. They're the people that are like,
Escapism.
yeah, they're like, oh my God, Beverly Hills. I love Beverly Hills. I'm like, Beverly Hills hasn't been good in like 3 seasons. What are you talking about? But like, but they're right. Like it's an easy show for them, and they
Yeah.
don't really want much of it. And I think sometimes you're limited with obviously time to watch these shows, so you're going for the big ones. You're going for
Yeah.
Beverly Hills because it's been there. You're locked into these shows, and it's really hard. And even with Rhode Island, even though Rhode Island's gotten so much attention, it's really hard to launch a show. It's really
Yeah.
hard to get people. And think about it, like there's so much competition for our eyeballs and our earballs right now. Of like, I have to watch Love Island, I have to watch this, I have to watch this.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
a lot.
lot. And sometimes you have to make tough choices. And I think Miami, for a lot of people, as much as we all screamed that it was a great show, I don't think it ever fully was cost effective in the way that because I think that show took a little money to produce.
Yeah. We say this on our podcast all the time, but I feel like I specifically notice it this year that Bravo, the way they dropped shows, it was like overwhelming, and then there was gaps of time where there was nothing. Like there was a period where they dropped like the new Shaw's the Valley, they had Real Housewives of Miami, they had Southern Charm. They dropped like 7 shows at
Yeah.
once. There was like 2 series airing every night, and then when it's like that, you don't have there's shows that are not getting the attention that they deserve. So it might seem like they're having a bad season, but like you said, people are going to choose to watch the shows that have been on for 5, 6, 7, 8 years that they know and love over maybe giving a new show a chance. Like I feel like Bravo kind of rolled out shows in a very bizarre way this past year that maybe, and even having Atlanta and Rory on the same night, like why did they do that? There were so many other days of the week open
I
and
wasn't used to
available.
I was like, oh man, I'm locked in on
Yes.
Sunday nights. Like I was like, wow, this is crazy. There's 2 shows that I'm watching on Bravo on a Sunday nights. And now we lost Rhode Island, but we still have Atlanta, and I mean it is interesting how that all works, and I don't know how. And then I would imagine with Summer House with the extra episode and doing three reunion parts instead of 2, that kind of extended
Shifts.
out the Tuesday night. Like, so I don't know what that's the part as you get further into this. That's the stuff that I get really fascinated with is the behind the scenes stuff. And I don't mean the rumors about these shows, but like how these shows are scheduled and how these shows are like how that works and like the advertising budget and like those are the things that I get really geeked out on nowadays.
Oh, I would love a reality show about like the editors and the production companies behind all of these shows that we love to
Oh yeah.
watch and like what's going on in on the cutting room floor and like I wish that we got a reaction of like the editors and the producers when they found out about Wes and Amanda. Like I want to know what they thought so bad. I wish that we could have heard from them or somehow was worked into it because there's so many people, there's such a big team behind these shows and they
And
are
they know
fans like
them.
us and
Yeah.
they know the insider info. I wish that we could hear from them on some platform. Like where's their podcast?
Well, and also then it's like, we geek out on it so hard and they are fans of it, but they're also actually, they become really friends with these people and friendly
Yeah.
and all, so they have their disappointment to wrestle with. But also think about this. It also does just become a job to them sometimes where they're trying to get home to their families.
So
They're like,
true.
I don't care what Sandoval's doing. I got to get home. Like, I really, I have realized that as well. It's like, we think like, oh my God, this is like, what a job. And they're just like, oh man, I'm
Another
trying,
day in the
Yeah.
office.
well, yeah, they're like, oh God, this scene won't stop. It's not working. There is that aspect of remember, this is a job to them.
They're
and
making
they
a
want it-
show. Yeah.
Yeah, they want to make it amazing, but at the same time, it's sometimes like another day at the office. And, I think we all would be like, no, man, it would be perfect. I would try to make everything's great. And they're just trying to make their days.
Yeah, 100%. Well, we like to do when we have guests, which is just all the time, we like to play a game called Recast, Renew, or Cancel. So I'm going to give you 3 shows that are on Bravo, and you can pick which one that you would recast, like maybe switch out some of the players, one that you renew, keep as is, untouched, and then one show that you would cancel. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so the first round of 3 we have In the City, The Valley, or Southern Hospitality.
Oh, God, that's hard. Damn. Oh, shoot. Recast, renew, or what?
Or cancel.
Damn it. I was making sure you did. Okay. Recast, renew,
Or
or
we can
cancel.
say pause. We can be like, we use Bravo's favorite word. Which one would you put on pause?
God.
Take a little break, maybe.
I'm
know, it's
going
deep.
to.
We
I'm
get
going
deep
to. I'm
here.
going to. Well, if I'm thinking
You're
as a
being graded.
Bravo, if I'm thinking of it as a Bravo executive, I'm going to renew In the City just because you have to, based off of the Scamanda stuff. You
Yeah.
have to really go, okay, and this gives us a different thing in New York. I mean, I think
Another
they will,
chance.
and they're giving it like a little mini reunion. Like they're going to renew that show. Like
Yeah.
recast. It's really hard because I really believe in Southern Hospitality as a show, but I really wish that like we're 4 seasons in and I wish people would catch up to that show because those kids are like putting it all on the dance floor. There's real relationships, there's insane things, there's hookups, there's everything you want without feeling like, I mean, the Emmy thing makes you feel a little dirty, obviously, but like it's just great reality television, but I hate that I don't feel like it's ever taken off in what it deserves.
Yeah.
Like,
it
people are
kind
like,
of
oh, I
filled the VPR void.
That's what I'm saying. People are like, I miss Vanderpump Rules. I'm like, it's there. You have
Yeah.
it. It's
Yeah.
Vanderpump Rules is
For
there.
s-
And
For
the
some
way they
reason,
highlight,
people never jumped on Southern Hospitality in the same
and
way.
it's hard because it gets better. I think each season, I love that they highlight, queer voices. I love that. I mean, it's VPR, like today's VPR. It's everything
Totally.
that I would want. But it's hard because I don't think that show needs recast. I don't. I
Yeah.
think you got so many amazing people on that show. Oh God, don't make me do this.
You don't have to recast
no.
the whole show. Just maybe like if
No,
you
I would
recast,
say
maybe,
I
like,
would
just
say
one
I
or
would
two
recast the Valley and then
Yeah.
and cancel Southern
Southern
Hospitality or put on pause Southern. But I feel
Yeah.
so bad doing that because that show I get more enjoyment. Like I get more of enjoyment as a viewer than I do of the Valley.
people. Yeah.
But if I'm looking as a Bravo person, you're already getting stronger ratings on the Valley. I don't know streaming numbers on Southern Hospitality. Hopefully, I don't have to make. Hopefully, I don't have to make this choice, and all three get renewed. But I get nervous.
Fair enough.
I get nervous about that show. Oh God, I'm jittery now.
Do you want to do one more round? Do you want to do one more round, or is it?
Yeah,
it gonna
sure.
be
Why not
tonight
kill?
just-
Yeah, let's kill
One
me.
more
Yeah.
round.
Okay.
Answer this
Yeah.
one just as a fan, not
Yeah.
with
Okay.
your Bravo exec hat
Yeah,
on.
just as a fan. Okay. Recast, renew, or cancel. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Real Housewives of Rhode Island, or Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Bye, Beverly Hills. Peace out. It's
Yeah,
been a good
that-
run.
this one's a
We've
little
seen what we
easier.
needed to see. Sorry. Bye.
Thank you for your service.
Okay. Yeah, bye. Obviously renew Salt Lake City. And I'm not saying recast Rhode Island, but I think you have to recast the Liz part, so
Yeah,
I'll
switch
get
it
away
up.
with it there. But not much recasting. And I don't think Salt Lake needs
Yeah.
recasted either, so that's an automatic renewal. So I think, but bye, Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we bring Joellen's sister. We cast her. We bring her into the show.
Well, I was gonna wait for when we find out he's hooked up with her and got more than a fistful of boob.
Oh yeah,
In
the
seventh
sperm
grade.
is already
Fistful.
donated.
I got a fistful of boob. I'm like, what?
7th grade.
Yeah, 7th grade, fistful of boob.
Yeah.
How do you how do you not kiss somebody but you got their boob? Like
That's
is that
so
like
seventh
was
grade.
That's-
That
was
is
it a
so
dare?
seventh
Okay.
grade. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, we'll just touch and then you scurry away.
He literally means he got one handful. I really do believe.
He was being honest. Do you watch any shows? Obviously, you recap so many shows. Are there shows that you watch with your wife that you don't recap, or what other shows bring you
Non-reality,
joy?
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go. I mean, we have a show that is near and dear to us, but it's advanced. It's for advanced reality TV show watchers. It's Love After Lockup. It's on WeTV on Friday nights,
Yeah,
and it is like you think Summer House has some problems with Amanda. I mean, this is insane television. You can tell they're working on a limited budget, but it's for advanced. It's for people that aren't. You can't just throw yourself into Love After Lockup. And if you try to, you're going to feel really bad at first, and then you're eventually going to there's going to be a click at some point. You're going to love it. But that's a very sacred show to us on Friday nights. We do
And
that.
on WeTV, that's
WeTV,
West going
yeah.
on Special Forces. When you're reaching for the WeTV content, you're in a dark place.
WeTV,
You
that.
need a
And by the
bump.
way, I always joked. I was like, if WeTV really wants to do their big one, they should offer Jen Shaw a spot. Of do stunt casting on Love After. They've never really had stunt casting on Love After Lockup yet. But what if they really want to play with the big dogs? But
That would be funny.
we watch that. But I watch a lot of. I watch a lot of movies and, fictional television shows that I don't really get to. Sometimes I wish that I could be 3 different people and do a whole nother So Bad It's Good version of just prestige television or movies. And I think, the audience, we all love the same things. So it's I talk
Exactly.
about a mashup of so many things, but I will say the more reality I watch, I try to counterbalance that with actual storytelling from professionals that really, because I think that's I think reality is an art form, but I think also you never want to forget actual storytellers that are doing some really amazing work in TV and film. But in terms of reality TV, Love Island, I talk about Love Island, but I'm trying to think what other shows that I'm this one's just for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
It really is Love After Lockup, but
I love
don't
that.
know.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a good one. And you put episodes out every day, which is so wild. How, are you just recording all day? Do you, like pre-record, or you're just like every day you're
It
on the
depends.
mic?
If I'm on, like, it's interviews, I'll send, like, I woke up early this morning and I interviewed somebody, interviewed like a director of like a new Boy George Culture Club documentary, which I was kind of interested
That's
in.
cool.
And tomorrow I wake up early to interview a director of this true crime docu-series called The Fox Hollow Murders that they're doing like a new thing on Fox next week. And so those are also like a palate cleanser for me from talking
Yes.
so much reality, because
They scratch
I think,
an
like,
itch.
yeah, with you guys and with everybody listening or whatever, it's like we don't just like one thing. We like so many things, but it's hard to keep up because there's so much that I like. But yeah, I'll do like interviews and then the recaps. Like after this, I'm talking with Kaya to do a Rhode Island recap and talk Atlanta, and then after that, I got to recap the Valley by myself. And so I have a full night, but that's because usually the Valley would be tomorrow, but we're going to Palm Springs for Rebecca's
holiday.
birthday, and we're taking our daughter, and I really don't want to work the next couple of days, so I'm trying to jam it all in tonight. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's every day. But like, I'm like, treat it like a job. It is my job. I'm lucky
Yeah, it is
enough
your
to have
job.
this be my job, so I treat it like my job. And I always listen. I'm not the most talented person out there, but I'm a hard worker, and I try to. And I think now there's something OCD where I'm like, I want to keep talking. I got this idea and this idea and this idea, and I put out way too much. It's not. People are like, it's not sustainable. It is sustainable. I've done it for a long time now.
Yeah.
But it's hard on an audience. But at the same time, I always say, pick and choose what you want to listen to.
100%.
And there's like, I also celebrate so many different, like, find the podcaster that works for you. And if it's a bunch of us, great. If it's one of us, great. Like, I want everybody to rise to the top. I want everybody to have a seat at the table. And this is just me being a weirdo, and I go into my corner and I edit this and record it and all of that stuff. But it's like, it's turned out to be like one of the best things in my life, and like just the dream gig,
Do what you love.
Still
Yeah.
we rise.
So we rise, yeah. As Stacey Rush says, so yeah, of course, yes.
Well, thank you so much for giving us so much of your time. We really appreciate it. As we said at the beginning, we like to end every episode with something that we're not mad about, a little tip, a little trick, a fun story to share with the audience. And I'll go first because I'm really excited about mine, but something that I'm not mad about, and this is like a little tip because we're in grill season, it's summer, everyone's cooking food on the grill.
Sure.
This is like so random, but I had like a huge jar of just pickle juice, and I covered a whole chicken with pickle juice. I let it sit in there for like 12 hours all day, put it on the grill. I had it for dinner tonight, you guys. It was the best thing ever. It tastes like what you would get when you eat fried chicken, but without the breading, if that makes sense, like the actual chicken. So next, stock up on your pickle juice. If you have a party this summer, you need something to grill, do some pickle brine chicken, throw it on the grill. You won't be mad about it. Trust me.
Just an
Wow, that
easy
sounds great.
whole brine chicken, you guys.
I'm sure I won't screw that up at all. That sounds great.
You won't. It's so easy. Yeah.
Ryan, she's also a chef, so
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna be briny today. I'm like, come on, like.
You just cover it. Put it in a bowl, cover it. You got it.
you're lucky if I remember to salt like my food. All right, Ryan, do you want to go next?
Okay. Listen, everybody seems to be mad about Taylor Swift getting married this weekend. I'm not mad at it. Like, I don't care if you get married in Madison Square Garden. I don't care. Like, do what you want. Like,
You
if
believe
it
the
makes you-
rumors and nastiness?
I do. I mean, and also I don't like. I hope it's a great day. I do. I hope
Yeah,
it's a great
you're
day.
not
I hope it's everything
invested.
you want. I'm invested in the sense. The only thing I hate about it is that like I would prefer not to have pop culture news over the 4th of July weekend. I really would love to check out. And now it's going to be like the big story. But other than that, I'm like, yeah, you know what? If I'm a billionaire, like, yeah, I would probably do wacky things like rent out the Sphere and just like. Watch Bravo in there just by myself for a day or two. Like,
So
yeah,
true.
spend your money how you want to spend it.
Yeah, that's such a good one. Nikki, tough act to follow.
All right, I am not mad about Love Island USA bringing back movie night. We missed it last year, and
right.
it is back. And it was, I mean, speaking of dark, it got a little dark there with the Sincere and Melanie of it all. Melanie.
Kenzie. Do you notice how he was just eating popcorn the whole time? He was like, my
So-
popcorn.
he was loving it.
He looked so unbothered by that whole thing.
Harmeet is going to be
It was-
like, go brush your stinky breath. Your stink ass popcorn breath, please. But I'm not mad to see that. I feel like that is a necessary part of the Love Island experience. So happy to see that back.
So good. That's a good one
Yeah.
too, Nikki.
The Love Island finally got good in the last week, I think.
I know. They needed
Finally.
movie night. They needed Casa Amor and movie night to just like switch it up. It was just the same thing every single week. So
Yeah, I was starting to
But now-
really dislike this season. Yeah.
yeah, it was
Now,
getting
like,
bad.
what are we fighting about? Why is Anaya still fighting with KC? Like, who
Yeah.
cares now?
At this point, it's a done thing, and I feel. I mean,
Yeah.
and it highlights the Anaya Melanie friendship, which is nice, But it's like, I will say, like 9 times out of 10, the men are going to do exactly what these men are doing, and they're always going to be horrible. It's like you're always going to see a similar storyline that we're seeing this season, and then you end up appreciating the female friendship. The like those are the things that you're like, wow, that's like they really do have like a sisterhood, right? But
Yeah.
I don't believe in love on any of these shows. Like, yes, I do find like the Trinity, and I like it's a very cute relationship, but I don't know what the long term. I don't know what that is long term. So
Yeah.
really, it's got to be about the friends, the friends that are made,
Friends we made along
on
the way.
Fiji. Exactly. Yeah.
So true. Well, Ryan, before we let you go, tell the Maddies where they can find you. We'll put all your info in our show notes, but episodes every day. Where can
Yeah,
they
it's,
find you
it's
at?
so bad it's good. Yeah, we also have a Patreon where we're doing Old Roni right now. But yeah, whatever you want, check it out. But and you guys will have to come on the show at some point.
We would love to.
Yeah. We'll continue
we'll
the
take you up on
conversation.
that offer.
Yeah. Like,
Well,
wait, are
on
you
that-
at my door right
Tell
now?
your people to call our people.
Yeah. What? You know
Just
what?
say
Actually,
when.
I don't even need to be. Will you just record the Valley recap for me, and I'll just give it to me? I don't even need to be there, and I'll just put it out. That'd be great.
Well, that would mean we have to watch The Valley.
Okay, good. Touche.
Yeah, we're not going there. But on that note, guys, if you like what you saw, tell a friend, follow on Instagram, rate this video, episode, whatever you watch it on, 5 stars, and we'll see everybody next Monday.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.